CBT News is expanding its reach like never before and is launching in over 70 million broadcasting households. Whether you have Roku, Apple TV, or a mobile device running on Android or iOS, you can now enjoy our engaging, in-depth interviews with dealers, automakers, trade associations, best-selling authors, motivational speakers, and so much more, whenever and wherever you are. Simply search CBT News in the App Store of your smart TV. Welcome to CBT News with Shyann Malone.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Shyann Malone. Thanks so much for watching. And not only can you watch us here, we are now streaming on Roku, Apple TV, as well as iOS and Android mobile devices. On today's show, we are joined by Melissa DeMontron, president of the DeMontron Auto Group. But first, here's a look at today's top automotive industry stories. On January 15th, Elon Musk announced his desire to increase his voting power in Tesla to about 25%, this to grow the EV maker's AI and robotics division. According to Tesla's third quarter financial report for 2023, Musk currently owns around 13% of the company. In 2022, he sold Tesla shares worth billions of dollars to fund a $44 billion leverage takeover of Twitter. Remember that? Well, as a result, Musk is now vying for an even greater influence over Tesla. In a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Musk wrote, quote, "Owning 25% of Tesla shares makes me influential but can still be overridden. At 15% or less, it's easier for a takeover to occur." Meanwhile, Hyundai is offering up to $7,500 in cash bonuses to customers in the U.S. who buy EVs. And this is to remain competitive with automakers who qualify for tax credits under President Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. According to the Korean automaker's website, the promotion is available for the Ioniq 5, Ioniq 6, and Kona electric models and is valid until January 31st. While very few cars qualify for these types of credits, and the list of eligible car models may become smaller. These restrictions require manufacturers to reduce their reliance on Chinese suppliers for parts. And other EV news, BMW reached a significant milestone in its transition from gas-powered vehicles to EVs, exceeding its tipping point. Last year, BMW sold over 375,000 EVs, and that's more than doubling last year's sales by 74%. In Q4 of last year, BMW noticed a rise in demand with 129,316 EVs delivered, representing a 47.7% year-over-year increase. As a result, BMW's EV sales constituted 15% of total sales, meaning the company's target, around 330,500 BMW brand EVs, were delivered last year, suggesting a robust customer demand, I'll say. Wrapping up our stories for today, Cars.com released its 2024 Automotive Trends Report, which revealed merchants are still worried about the restricted inventory levels and economic uncertainty in 2024. However, the report predicts that affordability will be a top priority for buyers, with around 50% planning to spend less than $30,000 on their next vehicle. Cars Commerce, an audience-driven technology company, also expects used car inventory to remain scarce and expensive. Additionally, the report unveils how Gen Z is changing the car buying process and why the 2024 presidential election will likely bring the industry into the spotlight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Melissa DeMontron, president of the DeMontron Auto Group. She's here to discuss the value that an in-store health clinic has brought to her dealer group.
CBT News is expanding its reach like never before and is launching in over 70 million broadcasting households. Whether you have Roku, Apple TV, or a mobile device running on Android or iOS, you can now enjoy our engaging, in-depth interviews with dealers, automakers, trade associations, best-selling authors, motivational speakers, and so much more, whenever and wherever you are. Simply search CBT News in the App Store of your smart TV.
Where was this idea when I was in the auto industry, spending 60, 70 hours a week selling cars, and you never had time to go? And if you said to your manager, I got to take a couple hours and go to the doctor, they'd look at you cross-eyed and go, you got customers coming in.
Right, where are your priorities?
That's right. That's right. Sell a car over your good health, right? But you guys have figured this out, and I know the business is quite different than when I was selling cars a long time ago, so it's not exactly the same. But overall, talk to us about this and what kind of a benefit this is, and who came up with this idea?
Well, I've been doing the health benefits for our group for about almost 20 years now. And I'm always looking for new ways to offer benefits that are cost effective for the business, as well as offer really good benefits for our employees and our team.
Sure.
And so somebody approached me a year and a half ago with this idea to put a clinic in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the man who owns the business is the guy that came to talk to me and said, I think this would be really great for dealerships. So we actually embedded it in our healthcare program.
Now, when you say the man that owns the business, you don't mean the dealership, but you mean the clinic?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's doing this in a lot of different places and a lot of different businesses.
Okay.
And it's very unique and it's very innovative. And I just think it's going to really catch on because it seems to be very well received by our employees.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And today, you mentioned to me before you started recording today that it's just for employees, it's not for consumers yet. Maybe that's a possibility?
Correct. We're talking about making it available more like a Ready Clinic or those kind
Sure.
of things that they have at Walgreens.
Sure. Which
But
coming...
right now, we wanted to take care of the team first.
Yeah, exactly. You'll work out all the kinks and and then open that up. Because now you can imagine that'd be kind of cool if somebody's got to go to the clinic, but they got to get their car serviced. They could do both. They could, while their car's being serviced, they run over to the clinic, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's pretty cool. What's been the feedback so far from your associates?
I've had some pretty specific feedback that they really enjoy. If they all of a sudden start feeling badly, instead of just powering through, they run over to the clinic, and the clinic is able to not only do basic doctoring, but they also have some medicine available.
Okay.
So they can provide prescriptions and they can do things that, any kind of an urgent care clinic would be able to provide.
Sure.
I know that one of my platform directors, my fixed ops platform director, came to me and said that he has been able to win over at least 2 technicians because of this benefit, which, as we all know, technicians are gold, right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
So we beat out 2 other competitors because of the fact that we had this clinic, and the techs went back to the other group and said, do y'all have a clinic on site? And they said, no.
A clinic on site? Who's got a clinic on site? And just to be clear, this is for your employees and their families.
Correct.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yep. So anybody, kids, moms, dads, anybody that's on the plan can come and get basic doctoring or get specific needs taken care of if they're sick.
That is fantastic. That's great. And then what about the cost? How does the cost work on something like this?
The cost is we have built the cost into our healthcare plan. So if you are on the healthcare plan, it's included.
Okay.
So all of the visits are taken care of.
Wow.
Even if you call in, we also have an email. You can. I relatively frequently send emails to, doctor@demontron.com and say, I've got XYZ going on, and they email me back within 10 minutes, and then they call in a prescription that then gets delivered to my door, and it's all free of charge to me.
That is fantastic.
And be sure to watch this interview in its entirety right here at cbtnews.com. Well, that does it for our show today, but we do invite you right back here tomorrow morning on cbtnews.com. Remember, you can stay up to date with the most recent news and trends influencing the retail automotive industry by following us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm Shyann Malone. You have a good one.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content. CBT News is expanding its reach like never before and is launching in over 70 million broadcasting households. Whether you have Roku, Apple TV, or a mobile device running on Android or iOS, you can now enjoy our engaging, in-depth interviews with dealers, automakers, trade associations, best-selling authors, motivational speakers, and so much more, whenever and wherever you are. Simply search CBT News in the App Store of your smart TV